Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners. Oh, UV.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
And hello everybody, and welcome back to another RSG Wednesday night stream, the longest running, well, Star Wars Galaxy Here stream ever. We have no life but this damn game. Welcome to another stream here on this hump day. Glad to have you guys here. We just streamed for a good bit as we checked out the new Galactic challenges. What do we think? I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. We have to do all the introductory stuff and get everything out of the way. I hope everyone's having a great day today. Let me get this out of studio mode so I can see myself better. There I is. But I'm Ranger J 1999, your host. We've got Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, the Troll Extraordinaire.
Good evening, people.
And, of course, we've got the lightsaber builder himself, Sir Loki. Sir Loki, how's it going, my friend?
I'm good, man. Great to be here.
Yes. You
excited.
Yeah, you look excited, man. Every time you talk, I just get excited just hearing you the way you're talking.
I'm excited you're excited.
I'm excited that you're excited that I'm excited that you're excited that I'm excited.
Exciting.
Touche. So grab your drinks, grab your snacks. I got my bourbon here. We're going to get hard and heavy into Galactic Challenges. We just tested the snot out of it for about an hour plus before this stream. Usually we do the VIP stream, but it's Galactic Challenges. It dropped at 6:15 Eastern, so we had to do it. And we'll get into it. Look, have you played the Galactic Challenges yet?
Yeah.
Huzzah! We have more feedback.
It was exciting.
So we're going to get into the Galactic Challenges. But if you're new to the show, welcome. We're glad to have you here. We always encourage everybody here to hang out and have a good time. There's lots of good ways to do that. While we're streaming, there's all kind of fun of emojis. If you're a YouTube sponsor that you can put into the chat and you can participate. You can stroke your Wookiees. You can whip out your pickles. You can play What the TF from me and all the other stuff that's in there. You do Poopville Baby Rangers. It all works out great. Also, we have sound bites that you can get either through Streamlabs, or if you're over on Twitch, you can start playing all the funny sound bits and bites that we have from RSG. You can play those while we're streaming, and it helps support the channel. You can do super chats if you want to say something important and get our attention. You can use super chat as a function. You can become a sponsor, or you can sub over on Twitch. So lots of ways that you can support the channel and the content that we're putting out. It's all appreciated. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. 50 people, only 6 likes. Oh my God, what is happening? That's a very horrible like to people ratio. I'd like to get that a little higher.
We have to earn those thumbs up.
We have to. I'm trying. I'm begging. I'm pleading. I'm whining a little bit, you know. I'm giving it all I got. I'm giving it all I've got, Captain. These damn Klingon crystals. There be less thumbs up on the ship today, there, Captain Finn. First mate Loki be drinking the rum and hanging out with all the women, all the women. It sounded more like you just got kicked in the balls.
I know. I got kicked in the balls by Galactic Challenges, yeah.
Arr, shots fired across the bow against the Galactic Challenges.
Are we starting already or not yet?
Not yet. We have to get through the intro. God damn it, Loki. Wait your turn. All right. So with that being said, we also like to we take questions here. I know we're gonna have a lot of questions tonight. So if you have a question, our format is we use Nightbot. We have to have a trigger word to have that question scooped up, and it's simple. Just put the word question in front of your actual question statement. Put that in the chat. You can see some of the examples already there in chat, and then we will get those scooped up, and we will have those read after we get through all the news and notes and everything like that. We also like to shout out everybody. Dr. Finn, do we have a shout out word of the day?
We're going to keep today's pretty simple. It's probably going to be one that a lot of you are typing anyways. So we're just going to make this. The shout out word of the day is going to be reward.
Okay.
R-E-W-A-R-D. Once again, reward. R-E-W-A-R-D. Reward.
Or use it in a sentence. The reward for Galactic challenges as you walk in the plank. Pirate Wednesday all of a sudden. Usually it's Pirate Thursday with Captain T. But she's not available.
No, we be doing a mutiny.
So, and I'm sure the skewers have already started to put it in there. The Skewer Nation, with their incredible spelling capabilities, are already putting words that are not the actual shout out word of the day, and then they wonder why they don't get a shout out word of the day. Now, I didn't get a chance because of Galactic Challenges to update the list, but we got 99% of the same people there. I did want to shout out RSG Dodge. He became a new gold Patreon, but we haven't updated the list. I didn't have time, but I do want to shout out Dodge for becoming a $25 gold Patreon, and that's very much appreciated. And shout out to Maz this week. She surprised me. She's like, Ranger, here's $50. I was like, God damn it, Maz. You always surprise me with that shit. So thank you, Maz, for your kind donations and stuff. And thank you, everybody, for your donations, bits. You know, every little bit helps. And we are investing it heavily back into the channel, back with the games that we play and the things that we do. We got new equipment that we're going to be setting up soon to really make the streaming better, just better. So, all right, we got that in. The rewards are coming in. Propose would but regret. That's not how you spell reward. And it's not revive either. Oh Lord. Ugh.
Revenator spelled reward as ETERNALTWINS.
That spells moon. I don't know why he spelled moon, but he did. Okay.
Loki, you are not helping by putting in award.
Award. Okay.
Why, Loki?
That's wrong.
Why?
Okay. Let's just get into it. We're dicking around. Let me see if I can get the cutscene to work. It didn't work last time. No, it's not working. The breaking news is not working. I have to go back and check these. So, well, that sucks. Stupid Stream Deck. I'm Ted Koppel. Breaking news in the game. I'm Ted Koppel.
There you go.
Yeah, Galactic Challenges. I've got the game up. We usually don't have the game highlighted here, but god damn, we gotta check out these Galactic Challenges. I did it. We streamed it earlier. Tested a whole bunch of stuff out. I actually cleared everything with my Sith team. However, when I get to tier 6 and mainly 7, I had to use my Galactic Legend for the underhand feat because holy moly, those were pretty rough. So yeah, I went through it. Got a whole stream on it, have some thoughts on it, but let's start with the new person that's in here. Locomotive, what did you think of Galactic Challenges? Give us your good and give us your bad.
It's all bad, man.
No, there's got to be something good. Come on, Loki, it's not that horrible. All right, well, just give me one thing.
Free stuff, I guess.
Okay, free stuff. That's one
free
positive.
Stuff is great.
Yeah, free stuff. Okay, what else?
Auto battle's great.
Okay, that's 2.
I mean, I don't know. I was I guess I wanted to break out of my, we've been playing this game forever now, and
almost 5 years.
I want these things to like blow my mind, and they just
didn't blow your mind.
No, not at all. I don't know what the 15-minute time limit is. Sorry, I'm segueing into the bad, but I mean, I can't complain about free stuff, but I mean, they hyped it up so bad. Mm-hmm. And I was expecting a little bit more. I was very hopeful. But they got me, man. They stuck to their guns, and it was disappointing to me. So
Kieran King says, I'm using this stream as a background noise to go to sleep. Go to sleep, little K.
We're gonna go ahead and paint a happy little tree.
We're gonna start
and,
speaking in
gonna
this little
make some,
voice for you there,
He's gonna start
Kirian.
painting and cooking.
No,
We're gonna make some phthalo blue, and some alizarin and crimson.
Oh, what about a
And
white?
I like
very
Prussian
little.
blue.
Prussian
That's
blue.
Prussian blue is good
Prussian
too.
blue,
Prussian blue.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, there we go.
And
Thanks for joining us, son.
We are talented. We are talented. We are that we went from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes to ASMR like
We
that.
sure did. Next, we're going to
We
crinkle
are
some
on it.
paper.
we're on it like a hobo on a ham sandwich.
Oh,
With the baseball token.
yeah. Oh, that was some
Oh, yeah.
joking there from Finn and Loki. All right, Loki, give it to us, brother. What do you
Good or
got?
bad, just tell us what your
What are your
CG
thoughts
was
are?
listening. What are your total
If
feedback?
CG
What
Chrome
would
was
be
here
your-
right now and you couldn't punch
I mean,
him,
it's geared obviously toward newer players. If you got your roster all built up and modded and relicked, you're gonna have an easy time. It's not like tier 3 of the whatever those you know. that
holy
tier 3
moly,
all
those are
kinda
pretty
soft
crazy.
hard.
I went in with my bounty hunters on that last year challenge, and I
Exactly.
was like, "Hey, they took 50 turns. I'm dead."
No, and I was hoping for a super mega hard tier like that, like a nightmare tier, but maybe it's coming. I don't know, but it's a good start to something, I guess. And you know, if you're gonna need these certain factions, like I'm sure you're gonna need the Rebel Fighters for one of them.
Sure.
Probably a Hoth, or original trilogy map of some sort, or
Sure.
you're going to need all the new tunes. But I mean, for now, they kind of got our feet wet, and it's a good thing. Ultimately, it's a good thing. I mean, it's to get new players in. It's to get the PvE content going, it's been lacking for a long time. And that's what they have to do. They have to appeal to the newer player that's starting. And I think it does that. It gives you a set of goals, and you work your way up through the tiers. And that's about it. But for a player like us,
Yeah, I blew through it, man. I really did.
I autoed it. I mean, it's not terrible.
I didn't when I got to tier 6 and 7, I couldn't auto because when the AI is stupid.
I mean, the dot thing. I mean, if you run like Malik, and I mean, Malik is just like super bulletproof, I think.
Well, Trail Lead on that really made a huge difference because I did that just to do it, right? I did Trail Lead in tier 7 and beat it.
I did it with EP. EP, it was a lot easier because everybody gets dots, and then your team gets a crap load of turn meter.
Yeah.
As long as they can survive the dots that are coming.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Yeah. So I mean, Vader's terrible. Like, I mean, he dies, he kills himself, which is hilarious.
I know, it happened to me too. I beat the tier 6. I'm like, all right, we're kicking it. Oh no, Vader!
Yeah,
I was like,
he
oh
dies
no,
like-
the money!
Right?
Oh god,
I mean,
the
if
money!
if you got Kylo, I mean, Kylo, Mother Talzin, Zombie is like the super easy man team. I think you can easily take it out, but it's good. I mean, I don't think it's new content. It's good content, I think.
Interesting.
But they really have to. I think they got to up the rewards. They got to put the harder, crazy, wacky tiers. And make
yeah,
it
the rewards are
frustrating
disappointing.
for us.
Even through, I would
They are.
say, even the lower tier ones are pretty bleh, right? I did like that they gave shards, right? Even though there was like 3 shards, right? It's still cool. You got like some Sith Trooper, some Darth Maul, some Sith Assassin, right? That was some stuff that, players could do something with, right? But the other rewards were really bad. I mean, even through the tier 5, it was like 2 Corbantes and like a couple Droid Collars. I was like, that's not good. It's like for the tier 5 one. I was like, that's a little lacking.
It reminds me a little bit about quests, like
Sure.
the quest thing. It was kind of the same layout as quests, where you complete something and then it shows the little prize boxes and all that, and it looks like it, right? So I don't know. I mean, it's lacking for me, obviously, and a lot of the other older players like yourself. It's
Well, I breezed through it, and let's talk about the elephant in the room. Galactic Legends just dominate this thing. Let's just be real about it. You go in with a Galactic Legend, I mean, you're going to kick the crap out of this.
But you're not going to get the highest tier, right? You're not going to get the highest
so
reward.
you can't
in
get the highest rewards, but for just to beat it, to get the rewards for beating it, and for getting like a lot of the feats done, you're going to get those rewards, right? So,
I don't understand what the 15-minute time limit is, honestly. I don't know what that.
I think it's just to give enough time to beat it, right? I don't know.
It's just weird. It's weird they would do the 15-minute time limit on it.
Yeah, I think just to make sure you have enough time to beat it. Like maybe you get stuck somewhere you're trying to figure out. So you're not under the gun of the 5 minutes. I think 10 minutes would be plenty, right?
Well, normally they don't have any time, so yeah, I guess they put a little pressure on newer players to actually play it, you know. And you can't just sit there with no timer and take your time. So yeah,
sure.
I get it.
Yeah, playing the event, I went through it. I beat all the tiers with my Sith. Tier 5 and 6, I think I got most of the feats done with my Sith team, but the tier 6 and 7, it was a little bit harder. But I intentionally used Galactic Legends because I wanted to see what was, like, that was one of our concerns, right? What was going to be the effect of Galactic Legends on, doing this event, right? And I've got the event running right now. I just did tier 4. We'll go tier 5. Just to see like what would be their effect. If you got a Galactic Legend, man, other than and it's not so much beating it with Sith, it's that they have to be like at tier 6, they have to be Relic 3. And at tier 7, they have to be Relic 5 for you to get the rewards, right? So I actually beat those, and I got the tier 6 rewards, but I can't get the tier 5 because I don't have 5 Sith that are Relic 5, right? And that's mainly because I've put everything into Luke, and Rey, and Kylo Ren, so they're a little short on like.
I think the last tier is what, the crystals or something like that, and the
crystals. They both give crystals, so one gets 75 in tier 6, the other one at tier 7 gets the 100, right? With a little bit more of the Chirotex and some of the finisher pieces and things of that nature, right? On top of the other rewards, right? That comes with just beating the event, right? So for me, it's so I try to look at this like, so what is CG's like perspective on this, right? If Galactic, now I know it's an exhibition to run it for 6 days, right? Just so everybody can get their feet wet. And I think everybody needs to chill out a little bit to understand that, right? This is just an exhibition. The good thing is if you have constructive feedback, by all means, send that to CG. They want that constructive feedback, right? So if you have constructive feedback, oh no, my Palpatine, oh no, 1A. I'm just letting the AI play. I don't care if I win. I've already beaten this. I'm trying to think of this like how they would play this. I think this needs to be where I think that this is going to go, right? I think 6 days is way too long, right? Because if it's just going to be the one time through, you beat it as high as you can go, then okay, right? But if it's like every 2 days and you get another Galactic Challenge, a new one, and then you can go in there and get these small rewards, and then another 2 days you do the same thing, and then another 2 days or 3 days and get the same rewards, I think that'll work, right? Because then that starts to add up, right? Every time you can go in and get rewards for completing each of those, right? So it's 6 days just so they can introduce it. So I think the time period will be shorter, right? The thing that bothers me though is that, they talk about you can play this over and over again, and you can. I'm doing it right now, but I'm not getting anything extra besides after I beat the event, right? What's my incentive for actually going back in other than I'm just highlighting it for you guys right now, like playing it, right? What's the incentive for me to keep, doing this, right? I mean,
right.
I don't see it, right? I mean, it's just that's the one thing. So not a lot of playability. You play it a lot if you can't beat it and you try to figure it out. I like the structure. I like how the challenging it is because you have to really think about which characters you're using. Like, because with those debuffs, you got to think about a cleanser. So people like Sith Trooper and Darth Trey and the people that cleanse are really, really good in this event, right? I use Trey, even though she's gear 12, she made all my other Sith just amazing because they were cleansing all those dots off, right? And that's really spectacular, right? So you have to think about the team. It's really going to test your roster, like how good your roster is. Like you can see right now, I mean, they're getting dots, but they're gonna get those dots off and with Trey a lead. So those are my initial thoughts. We'll go to you, Finn. You've got more thoughts on Darth Revan. No. Again, the AI is playing this. What do you think, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman?
I mean, I shared some of my thoughts on the other one, so I'll just kind of reiterate some of the major points here. So I think difficulty-wise, I don't think the difficulty is terrible. I think it should have been a little bit more difficult, especially at the higher end, right? Truly make it a challenge. And from what it sounds like, and Loki is not the first one that I've heard, especially those with kind of the full rosters, it's not a huge challenge. And challenge the level 3... I don't think you have your stream alerts on, Ranger, but I can hear it. So I just heard sheepy, just so you know. So
it's not coming through mine. Hold on, let me look.
I know it's not coming through yours. So if you see me getting distracted, that's why. But
hold on, let me. Yeah, they're on. I'm checking. They're on. So if they're not coming through, then I don't know what's happening.
I know it's fine. So effectively, what happened is that they had the assault battles, and challenge 3 of the assault battles was the most difficult thing we've had in this game right now, right? And that could have set the bar for the difficulty of these ones. Now, to what you guys were saying, like potentially there is something more to this. They only have 7 tiers. It's possible that the 8th is going to be in line with challenge 3, and they're just holding it back, right? If we continue to list this as similar to the second challenge tier instead of the third, then the top one is going to be similar to that. So I think there is room for more difficulty as the first thing, but I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think the rewards are underwhelming. The rewards definitely need to be improved, especially if this is going to be, and we're still not set on the timeline, right? They in fact said in their forum post before that they wanted to test out the time lengths so that they could see whether or not we wanted this to be a week, 5 days, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, whatever it is. They wanted the feedback on what the correct length was for these galactic challenges. So we will, I'm sure, circle back, but I think these rewards, even if they were 1 day, would still be kind of low. So I think the rewards need to be upped a little bit. The amount in which to scale it, I have a hard time to say because we don't know how long each event is going to last, right? So is this event supposed to hold us over for 7 days like this? Or will it be 1 day? And that's going to make an impact on what we ultimately say as the gear. But the other... I would just 666, by the way. So just so...
I'm not getting anything over...
I know you're not. And that's why this person is currently doing this in Twitch just to throw me off. But
do I need to reset it? Let me...
I don't know. But the other part to it is the replayability, as you mentioned, right? And Loki, I don't know if you would agree with it. This was my thought, is we see things like the Grievous team all the time in GAC, right? We see it in Territory Wars. We may see it in Arena, depending on where you are. Grievous isn't really in Arena too much, but he may be in your squad arena. But Grievous teams are pretty prevalent in Territory Wars and in GAC. So I thought they could have made this so that instead of this 6-team thing that they had as your tiers, they could have made it 5 characters, replicated one of the similar meta teams, right? They could have made it Grievous, B1, B2, Magna Guard, and Watt, made it a 5-person team that a lot of us see, and then make the difficulty hard, but the replayability would come with theory crafting. Because even though I understand there is an environmental buff, plus a player buff, plus an enemy buff, you would still be able to test out teams against the Grievous team, right? You could have went in with Jedi Knight Revan and said, okay, so my Jedi Knight Revan beats Grievous teams with these conditions. We'll throw it off a little bit, but at least I can test it out against this team. And you could go in, okay, is there a way for me to mod my bounty hunters to take on or at least get close to beating a Grievous team? And you could have done that in this mode.
So it's without like a sandbox mode that we all
exactly want. This is the closest thing we could have had to a sandbox mode.
Yeah.
And they kind of destroyed it by making it 6 characters, and one of the characters was that sniper droid that we don't even have, right? They really should have made each of these different stages meta teams that we are facing maybe regularly, and they have the data to figure out what are the common teams, right? Make it the teams that we're facing, and then allow us to be able to test it for like those kind of theory crafting purposes. Because we're fairly sure they're not making a sandbox mode where we can just test out against other things with a pure environment, no buffs or anything like that, right? We're pretty sure they're not doing that. So this could have been the closest thing we have to it. And unfortunately, what they did was they gave us low rewards, which I am okay with right now because this is the exhibition and they're going to get the feedback and they're going to raise it, right? The worst thing, and we've said this before, and this is why I don't really have a problem with the rewards as it stands right now. I will when it goes live. But we've said this before on the stream too. You never take things away from a player, right? That is when they feel cheated, is when you take something away from them. What you do is that you give them more, right? So could you imagine the outroar where if they gave really great, like ultimate Uber rewards, like you're getting like a full Chirotech or a full stun gun like every single time, right? And then they do a 2-day release and they're like, okay, we're going to pull back the rewards. Everyone's going to be like, what the hell? That's not what we tested, right? But if they undercut you now, they can then add and it looks better, right? That's the way to go about it. So while the rewards are low, that is part of the feedback process. It's part of effectively the player versus developer negotiation, right? They have to come in with a low ball so that we try to go higher and then they meet us in the middle. So rewards need to be tweaked. I'm sure they know that going into this and they set it low intentionally. Difficulty, they could use a new tier. And I would in fact tell them one wave concept with this, great, right? A positive thing. It's not 8 battles. It's not 8 waves like the assault battle. It's one single wave. So good that they're doing that and not making us slog through 8. But I think that they need to make these more realistic teams to give us some reason to replay this. Because otherwise, the only people really playing it are going to be people that are extremely bored since there's no reward to the replayability, nor do I want there to be rewards for it. Or it's going to be content creators that are looking to find like the perfect team, the easiest way to get somebody the victory for the highest tier. And that is a small percentage of the population, right? We have more people going on Twitch and YouTube and all that kind of stuff, but it's still a small percentage of the population that spends their time in order to make videos about events and those kind of things. So that's ultimately my feedback. Like, I don't think they are too far away from making this a good event for players. As it stands right now, though, it feels like a reskinned assault battle, and that's not what I want. There's a lot more intricacies to this event that I think they are not capitalizing on, and I think they're missing an opportunity if they don't make some changes to how this works. And those would be my suggestions as a player as to what they could do differently to make this better.
Right. One other thing I want to add real quick is I was hoping they would have done more creative battles where they gave us a Tatooine map and then they just threw some separatists on Tatooine. I don't think the separatists were invading Tatooine at any time.
Are you sure?
So that's kind of weak. And when I think of Tatooine, I think of episode 4. When we get the Death Star map, I hope that they actually have people that were on the Death Star and they don't just throw First Order in there or something, or Ewoks, or well, Ewoks would be cool, but you know what I'm saying is you can't put the clone troopers on the Death Star, right? And I feel like this is so lacking in that unique content aspect that they need to add it in the real deal when it launches for real. Because that was one thing I was disappointed in too, was this is Tatooine. I mean, it's like put something from episode 4 in it, and they put nothing. And you're taking Sith to Tatooine, which doesn't make any sense either. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So the other thing too, it's an exhibition. They're looking for feedback. So, we encourage you guys, the stuff that you guys like and don't like and what you guys, what you're seeing and stuff, it's valid. Make sure you put it on there. Just don't go in there and say, CG, you're a bunch of dumbasses. That doesn't do anything. I mean, if you can list like the things that you find positive and the things that you find negative in the feedback, they said they're looking for that feedback, right? So, if you can be constructive, right, in their feedback, other than saying, CG, you suck balls, please die, that's not going to get their attention. I mean, it is, but it's, so, So if you can do that, I think that'll be a tremendous help to them, right? We want this to be better. Let's see if we can give them the feedback that they need. Like, how you guys feel, and be honest about how you feel. If you think it sucks, then don't just say it sucks. List out the reasons why you think it's not good. If you think there's some, and try to at least put one positive thing in there when you do your feedback. If you think it's really great, then put why you think it's great, but also try to think about some of the ways that it can be better, right? So we want this to be a really good thing that players can enjoy and go in and get some good rewards and, you know, things of that nature. So there's no right or wrong answer. Everybody's opinion is subjective, and, you know, what they want with this. And I think if we're constructive about it, we can do that. You know, before we had events, we would yell and scream and give feedback, but we never felt like CG was listening. I think they are listening this time. So, yeah, so Galactic challenges are here. I mean, I find I find a lot of decent stuff about it. I also think there's a lot of stuff that they need to improve. So it was kind of shocking that I got done with it in less than an hour. I'm like, okay, I did it.
Don't be upset about that though, right? They could just as easily made everything like 8 waves, right?
I'm not upset.
4 hours.
I'm not upset about it. I was just shocked. Like it went by so quick, right?
I was happy about that, to be honest. I think the difficulty for where it was good, and even your roster wasn't able to get the final tier because you didn't have all the sets.
Yeah, I beat it. I just didn't. I just didn't have
exactly. So they are rewarding people like maybe Loki and some of the really high players, right? They might have it for all factions, but we have some people that focus on specific factions, and they're getting rewarded for the fact that they relic those characters, and I think that's a good thing. I think those players that are relicking characters to those really high degrees and getting them to that end game status of Relic 5+ should be rewarded for that. So I think that is a good thing. And I think, again, I think the difficulty is good for what they did. I think, as Loki was saying, I think we need another tier to this to have more difficulty, because it is, I mean, Loki, did you really auto the 7th one with 5 Sith? Like, was it just straight auto for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that should not happen, right? It should be a challenge, and hopefully they do have another tier that they're kind of holding in their pocket. But
I was just gonna say, I mean, it's called Galactic Challenges, right? It's just it's got to be epic, man. Like they got to put a walker in one of the stages or something. I mean, they got to put something unique, man. We used to have the parked TIE fighter in the background fighting, and now the walker, and then it's just you don't see that stuff. It's the same team in 7 tiers. It's kind of weak.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of interesting feedback, and we want to get your feedback too, and get your questions in, because we're going to spend a lot of time with questions, because I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions about what you want to ask us and about our opinion. So feel free to put those into the chat. We're going to get through all those here. We're going to spend a lot of time on that, typically more than we normally do, because it's a new event. We want people's opinion. We want to answer people's questions. You know, there's other questions about the game, and now it's going to involve like characters, and it opens up a lot of questions, right? So we want to get to those really quick. Do we want to just thank everybody first, Finn? Because I really want to spend more time on questions. So we just go through and say thank you to everybody.
Let's go ahead and
I didn't update it, so I did get dodged on there. But let's thank everybody. Let's start with the Patreons. Hey, I thought I sped this up.
No, not the Patreons. You sped up Twitch because Twitch was so much longer.
Oh yeah, because the names were a little bit shorter on there. But Dodge should be on there. He's a Patreon now.
We'll do the chat shout outs towards the end though. We'll do questions and everything now. We'll do the chat shout outs towards the end.
So these are all our Patreons. Very much appreciate all your love and support. Just want to say thank you for everything that you do. So you can see all the names on here, and very much appreciated. We couldn't do what we do without you guys. So keep up the support, and we'll keep putting out the awesome content for you guys. Because it's not just Galaxy Heroes. We're doing D&D. Doing all kinds of stuff for you guys now. So there you go. Oh, I see Meow's name. Twitch subs. Here we go. This one will go by faster. So man, our Twitch count is really just skyrocketed. You know, there was a time we used to read out all the names, and we can't do that anymore. Way too many names, so we've kind of gone to this format because it just gives us a chance to get through the names faster. You can see we've gotten a lot of Twitch followers and subs and stuff. I know we're near 1,000 followers now on Twitch, man.
We are getting close to 1,000 followers. We were at like 975 or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
pretty good. Yeah, and I don't know how many subs we have. I'm sure it's a plethora.
Sub was around like 180, I think. Hold on, let me check.
180 subs. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only thing we're missing for partners have 75
75 on average. It doesn't mean we will be, for those of you wondering, right? We're talking about just the partner thing, but it's not necessarily that we're going to try to apply for partner.
No.
There's a lot more to it to apply for partner. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, it's like, it would be nice to at least be asked type of thing. That's basically what it is.
Like, you're amazing, RSG. We'd love you to partner with us. Put that feather in our cap. But yes, thank you to all the Twitch supporters as well. So you can see all the names coming through here. And then finally, YouTube numbers. Got to thank all these wonderful folks as well for sponsoring us on YouTube. Getting that membership going, where you see their little icon next to their name, and they get to access all the cool little emojis over here, and can put those in the chat. So very much appreciated, everybody here, and your support here on YouTube, just everybody's support in general. So pretty much, very much, you guys are awesome. I don't know really how else to put it. So we're just letting it scroll through. It's just about there, youngin, and we're back to Meow Meow. She's usually up top. Meow Meow's always first, usually. There's Meow Meow. All right, so that's everything there. All right, we get back into the game. Not much going on in the game. Actually, there's TW going on, but I'll do all my stuff after the stream because I got some battles to... I mean, I wait for... I'm told to do battles, but I've only been able to do one or two, I think, so far, so... But, all right, I think it's time to get into the questions because I've seen a shit ton of questions in the chat, Finn, so let's do it. Loki, you going to help with the questions or are you just going to eat soup and play Magic?
I'm doing a GW right now.
Okay. Yeah. As long as you got your priorities straight, I mean, that's the important thing here.
GW is important.
Yeah, sure.
It's true. It is true.
I mean...
Okay. I mean, it's not wrong. GW is important. Everyone
sure.
should do their GW. So, okay. So we're gonna start this off actually by going back to actually when we started the other stream, right? So we'll include some of the Galactic Challenge stream questions that we had. So starting with NR Wilson, he said there's 7 tiers, so technically that's 7 days worth of content already provided. What do you think will happen at midnight? So do you think, and I guess, Loki, this is a question for you. I think we gave our thoughts, but we'll still go around the corn here. They're testing the different ranges for timers, right? And so this event is going on for another 6 days and some hours. It was open for a week. What do you think is going to happen at midnight? Do you think it's going to reset, allowing for players to get the feats again? Or do you think at this point, for the next 7 days, there is nothing to do with Galactic? In terms of if you haven't finished.
I mean, there's a part of me that wants, if the timer's 7 days total, right? So we're
right now, yeah, it's like 6 days and change,
right? I mean, if I really want to, I want them to throw all 7 maps at us, put it that way. So I think at midnight they will give us a new map. I'm hopeful, but I know it probably won't happen. But they could do it. I'm
gonna dash your hopes a little bit there because they basically said it wouldn't be. In the scheduled exhibition, that Tatooine was basically going to be this one for the entire time. Now maybe there's multiple Tatooine maps, but that would be cool.
Then I mean, hopefully we get rewards again. Rewards, right? Awards.
I like your idea better though. To be fair, Loki, I do like your idea.
That would be fun if they randomize the map, and there's 7 maps to choose from, and one of the maps is maybe just all ships. I don't know. I mean, man, when they get to the Death Star map and they don't have any Death Star unique content in it, I'm going to be upset. Because there's a lot they can do with the Death Star. They can make a mini raid. They could do something. They could put up more parked TIE fighters in the back. I don't know. But they got to do something. You can't just fight the same Vader team 7 times, right? That sounds lame, And they can do that. It's not new content. They can just mix it up,
Yeah. That's true. Ranger, what do you think? Reset or just leaving it? What do you think?
Well, I mean, it depends on what they're planning on doing with that. I kind of addressed this earlier where it's like, I mean, if it's going to be where, like, this is it, but they're just giving us 6 days to initially get used to it, right? And then we get to to where this becomes like a 2-3 day event where it's every 2 days we get a new Galactic challenge, but it's still the same rewards. We don't get any, like, it's not going to reset after 24 hours. Yeah, I'm fine with it. It'll be fine. Again, we're waiting to see what's going to be the verdict, right? So, yee. I'm trying some different teams here. Bounty Hunters did okay, but then they got destroyed.
It's going to be
First Order's getting
unfortunate
destroyed
too,
now.
if they don't do anything with Galactic challenges now for 7 days, because it would be very lackluster as a start to this, right? I didn't think it was going to be quite like this, right? It feels like they should have done it the opposite way, where the first one was only 1 day, the next one was 2 days, and then 3 days.
Yeah, you couldn't unlock it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because right now with 6 days, if they're not resetting it at midnight, people are going to have 6 days of just ignoring Galactic challenges since there's no rewards or anything attached to it, right? And you don't want that kind of mentality with the player base for something new, because you're trying to keep them engaged, and this is potentially doing the opposite. So, yeah, hopefully they do a reset, but we will see. We will have to see. Okay, next question is from Lord Wick 45. He said, what makes anyone think CG cares what we think? We give them feedback on a lot of stuff, and when is the last time they actually listen? I would say this event. They are doing an exhibition phase, right? They tried it once with GAC. They've released other stuff without it. They have gone back to doing a exhibition with this, right? I think they listen to things. How do I say this? They listen to things when it is convenient for them, if this is the best way to say it, where we know that they have multiple people that they have to listen to. They have multiple things that they need to get clearance for. Some things are not as realistic as others. Do we wish that they listen to us more? Oh, yeah, for sure. And sometimes it does feel like they're ignoring us. But more recently than not, they have made a better move towards the player base in general, right? I think they're, with releasing better quality characters, making the event of Luke and Vader better. The Mandalorians, of course, coming to the game, right? Mandalorian, Grief, Cara Dune. We've been asking for those characters. Maybe they listen when it's convenient for them. It's one of those things where you just throw everything against the wall and hopefully something sticks, right? So I don't want to say they never listen. It feels like they don't, just from the player perspective, and I don't blame you for having that that general idea. But I think they listen. The question is how much they actually implement, and hopefully this is something they implement. But again, I don't blame you for having those kind of thoughts.
Yeah.
The CG has done it to themselves. There's no one to blame besides CG for kind of this negative attitude towards them. But I think they have had instances where they've listened, and hopefully this is one of them when we give them the feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Question from Nightmare. Can we hear what CG Fedora Hat thinks of Galactic Assault Battles?
No.
CG Fedora Hat is not available right now. Just no. And then another request by Nathan H. Would Kermit please tell me what he thinks about this?
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here from Sesame Street News, and I have some words for you. Mixed emotions. Yay! Part of me wants to rip off somebody's arm. The other one wants to put it back. And I'm happy.
Apropos wooing. Question. Ranger put me to sleep while working. I need a doctor's note. Finn, can you help? Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, we'll just get that right over there to you. I don't think that was the note he was looking for there,
okay, that's not the note? Okay.
That's definitely not the note that he was looking for. Yeah, that's not good. That's actually, that's awful.
Okay, so one of those should work. There is a doctor's note from Dr. Finn. And all right.
You're a very bad man.
I believe I answered the question. Grim, give this one to Loki here. So did the Galactic Challenge give you a sense of pride and accomplishment when you finished it?
No.
No.
No. I said, that's it. That's all I said to myself. I thought it was going to run through more phases. Like, I saw the Grievous team. I go, okay, this is phase 1, and then victory. And I was like, wow.
You did it.
And I had like 13
did a great
minutes.
job. You did it. You worked hard. You did it.
Yep. Yeah. And again, everyone keep this in mind. This is still an exhibition. It's effectively an open public beta in a live environment. That is what it is. CG has acknowledged that, right? I understand people were hoping for good content, especially with everything that had come just before it. But this isn't necessarily bad right now. Just keep in mind, this is all a beta. So let's see if they can fix it. If this is ultimately what they give us as the final product, then we will pee and poo all over it, because this cannot be the final product. There is a lot that does not do well for the community with this. So I really hope that they do make some upgrades with it. Nightmare question: we all were hoping Galactic challenges wouldn't be like assault battles, but here it is, looking just like Galactic assault battles. On a scale of 1 to 10, sorry, how disappointed are you? Start with you, Ranger.
I'm gonna go 6 out of 10 right now. 6.5. There's some good stuff, and there's some stuff I think that they've got to improve on, and there's still some stuff that's ambiguous that I'm just not sure about. So it's above average, but it's not stellar, right? It didn't blow me away, so I'm right around that 6.5 mark out of 10.
Loki, how about you?
I'm right around the same. I was gonna say a 5 or a 6. It leaves a lot to be desired, and I get it. It's an open beta, whatever, and they really need to work on it. They took, aspects of the game that are already there. They took quests and Galactic, and assault battles and combined them, right? I mean, that's all it is. And I don't know. There's nothing new there. They just combined 2 modes and made something new. But
yeah, I'm pretty much with you guys. I think I'm right around like a 4 or a 5. I think the potential is still there. I'm glad that it looks like there is some ways that they can move to make this better, and it doesn't feel just like a complete reskin of assault battles. I will say that, but it does feel like that. So I would say I'm somewhere around like a 4 or 5. Next one, Wolfell. Is your guys' opinion skewed as being longtime players and or spenders? As a under 2-year player, this does nothing for me. Costs more than the rewards will benefit.
I think we're at 6s out of 10. I mean, kind of in the middle. Now, some people, as I said, will think it's better, and some people will think it's lower than where we're at, right? So everybody's going to be different on how they view the game, right? You can only view it from the perspective that you have. I mean, I don't think we're skewed at all. I mean, if you look back at what I said the lower tier stuff, it's just the rewards are bleh, right? So, and that's me thinking about like what's the rewards going to be. Like I gave 2 sides of it. Like the shards are cool, right? You get some character shards. That's always a positive, right? But I thought the rewards themselves, like even through tier 5, I mean, the rewards are, what is this crap? I mean, it's a droid collar and 3 droid collars, 12k, an Omega, and 2 Corbantes. And I'm just putting this on auto on the tier 5 one just to have some teams. And some teams are doing well and some teams are getting obliterated. So, yeah. So I can come at it from that perspective with it, right? That I think that the lower tiers are kind of bleh.
And
right.
It's another thing I think that we need to keep this in perspective as to what the Galactic challenges are, right? I'll say it this way, and I'll ask you guys this question because I think we're all of the same mind here. Do either of you two consider, when you think of games and what we define as end game content, right? Like the things that we strive towards as the main pinnacle of content in this game. Do either of you two consider Assault Battles Challenge 3 as end game content? Or just extremely difficult content? I don't consider it end game. I consider it very difficult.
It is. I consider it both because you do need end game characters It depends on how you classify what end-game content.
So for me, right,
defined as,
endgame
right?
would mean territory battles, light side, Geo, TB, raids, for example. But Sith right now is a little lacking, but I would still consider the Sith raid as endgame content, and that's why we say we need another raid, right? It's those modes that we would tell people. I'll put it this way. Endgame content is the modes that I would tell people work on specific characters because you want to succeed in this game mode. Right? Would we ever tell anybody to work on a faction because they should complete Challenge 3 assault battles?
No. So I guess if we're going to define it in those terms, then no. But it's definitely extreme
It is extremely
content.
Yes, it is.
It's extreme,
right?
not extremely. I mean extreme, because some of them I do very well and some of them I don't. Like the Bounty Hunter one is just ridiculous, but the other ones I'm having no issues with. But that's because I've got the in-game roster.
I don't even do the Night Sister one, man. Seriously.
Oh, my Night Sister's not even close. I can't even get past the challenge. I'm on the mythic one on that one.
R5, R7, and
if you're not even beating it with those, then yeah.
Stupid.
But I think that's why I wanted to put this in context, right? Because the Galactic challenges is not what I think in that definition would be what we consider end game content. There is nothing about Galactic challenges that would make us tell you
it's
farm
content,
this faction
but it's
in
not...
order to get a higher tier, right? We would tell you to focus on things like specific missions, maybe in TB, getting higher in Squad Arena, getting together teams for GAC, working on stuff if you're in a guild to get Rancor done, and AAT and Sith Raid, right? Those are the things that we would tell you to work on. The Galactic challenges are going to be content that you can then get extra things for because you have worked on those characters. So to Wolfbell's question, and I understand where he's coming from, which is that this does nothing for me, I'm going to go back to what Loki started with. It's free stuff, right? You've worked on particular characters. Now you can get yourself rewards, and depending on how high you worked on them, you get better rewards. That isn't to say that we want you to relic 5 every single Sith in your roster.
No, don't do that.
Right? That's not what this event is designed for. This event is designed for if you have worked on Sith, see how far you can get. Here are some bonus rewards. It is not supposed to be, here is this, now go ahead and relic 5 Sith so you can get that final tier. Like, that's not what it is. This should not deter you from any of your normal farming plans or anything else.
No.
It is simply a supplement of additional gear to help along your roster, right? And that's the way it should it should be viewed. So when you say it should cost more, that it will cost you more in order to get higher than the rewards, that's exactly what it should be. You shouldn't be working to try and get the highest tier because of Galactic challenges. These should all be characters that you're working on for a bigger purpose, and then just like, oh, well, now I can complete this tier of Galactic challenges and I get some free extra loot. That's what it is. And don't think of it as I think this is going to be the problem because everyone is waiting for a new game mode, right? Everyone was hoping this was a new game mode, that it was one of those end game contents that would be like, yeah, we want you to farm these characters because this one is so good that it will help you with your entire roster. And it's not that. It's not a game mode. That's why it's easy to compare this to assault battles. It's just like any other event where it's like, okay, well, that's it. Unless it's like for like a specific character, it's just going to be another event. So,
I mean, I blame Finn.
Yeah, I know. You can blame me. It is there, but
stupid Finn.
It's just keep everything in context in terms of what this event is designed to be. It's just free extra loot. That is it. And really, we're hoping that it's a challenge so it can be more fun. We want the loot to be better so it feels more worth it. But that's pretty much it. This is not a new raid. I think we're still going to want a new raid. We're still going to want new content, but this is not that. So don't try to substitute one for the other, right? Don't compare this to a raid. This is its own individual entity with whatever its purpose is, and its purpose is just to get you loot.
Science.
Doc Ravage, question: are you sure the 6th is not a summon based on the ability? I'm actually pretty sure that it is.
There's summons because I just beat one where there was Watt and the other one disappeared as soon as I beat the main guy, and I was just testing it out. So those were summoned on top of that.
Those are summons, and those kind of buffs should not be in the game, right? That's what I don't want. Like, I can understand some buffs where maybe the offense is increased because they're on the planet, and again, the Grievous on Tatooine thing is a little, like the Separatist on Tatooine is just odd. But the idea of a world boost plus a player boost plus an enemy boost is all I'm fine with. It should not introduce summonable characters as part of it. No. Right? It should be some kind of balanced buff to each one. One gets offense, one gets defense, both get offense. One gets maybe a little extra speed, but the other one gets turn meter reduction or something, right? Like it's something to balance it. Even turn meter reduction, honestly, is probably a little bit too much. So both get speed or something, right? It should be something along the lines of giving somebody a buff, but not giving them an ability like summoning a character, because that throws off the entire match. So that is what I want to get rid of. So that's me. That's me. That's what I would get.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be different.
Wolfell, question. All the test teams are a lot of the teams that players may have relic. What will happen if future required teams for the events are Jawas, Rogue One, Rebel Fighters, or other low tier teams?
I won't bother.
Or you'll just do whatever tiers you can.
Yeah, I'll go as far as I can. I mean, if you look at my roster, for the most part, I've got like everything that pretty much that I need. I got a Rebel team, Resistance, First Order, Jedi, Sith. What were the other ones that they list on there? Separatists. I mean, Separatist one's going to be hard for me because I don't have a lot of high relic Separatists. I am going to be working on high relic Separatists, but it's something for me to work in the future on, right? So, and I'll work toward that. But if you look at my roster, like you can see, like besides Premier Kylo Ren, after that it's going to be Thrawn, Padme, Shakti. These characters that I want to get to relic past that Watt. I mean, there's a Separatist there, but that's the one team that's a little weak. I know my Jawas are garbage. Rebels are really good. We'll work on 3 Baka this weekend. With my luck, I'll get 5 pulls every time. I'm like Loki's monkey ass. He gets 165 and then throws it in my face. You're such a dick. So yeah, I mean, it's just like the other challenges. There's just certain things I know I can do very well, and then sometimes I can't, because it's like I don't have that team developed enough to get to the higher tiers, and I'm not worried about it. But then again, the cool thing about Galactic Challenges, and I do like this, is if you have a really good team, you can still get a lot of the feats done and beat the event. You just can't get some of the higher rewards if it's based off the specific faction. So, it's not like you won't beat it. It's just you won't get some of those other rewards. So,
I'll also say Loki and Rangers roster are a lot different than mine. My roster does not have a lot of relics, so I will not be progressing all that high into a lot of these tiers, I am sure. And I will have no issue with not getting any of the rewards, right? Because everyone's playing different, right? You cannot play a Wales game of trying to get relics on all of these teams if you are not spending. It is unrealistic, right? If your goal was to try and get the final tier full prize list and you do not have characters at relics, you are making unrealistic expectations on your own roster and setting your own self up for disappointment. So don't do that. Just put it in context. Your roster is where it is. This is going to provide you free loot. If it's really that important to you, work on the relics. If it's not that important to you, just work on your roster the way you have, work on what you want to work on, and then you'll get free loot for it. That is what
I think the tier 5 should have the right side pieces, because
we can talk
12.
about the rewards.
That's the thing, because I think that tier 6 and 7 give the crystals in that high right side pieces and cryotex and stuff like that, which is nice, but you have to have already invested in them to get those. It's like, that's kind of ridiculous.
No, we can talk a lot about modifying the rewards. I think honestly we would be here way too long talking about the rewards. And
I think that would
one
be
of
one
the
thing
biggest
is
problems.
tier 5 needs to have some of those right side pieces. That would be my first bump for the rewards, is that tier 5, which is difficult. I've been running scenarios in the background with like every relic team I have, and some are doing well, some are not, but of course I'm doing the AI is stupid, but I think you should start there with getting those right side pieces, right? And I think that the tier 7 should have relic scrap in it, not just just right side piece. I think you need to get some scrap in there.
Yeah, and ultimately, I think the other part too, right, is we will need to see how long this event goes, and we had the question earlier, right? what is going to be the refresh or non-refresh that happens at midnight, right? That is going to be key, which is, are we going to have any reset, or is this going to be the same? Because that will determine a lot, right? The rewards that we would want to cover 7 days of work is going to be different than the rewards that we want covering for 1 day's of work.
And,
So-
and keep the caveat, again, this is exhibition. They're doing it for 6 days so people can play it.
Exactly.
If they are going to go to that 2 to 3 day format or 1 day or however they do it, right, that'll be a different thing where do Galactic Challenge is 24 hours to get it done, and then the next Galactic Challenge and get it done, and then the next Galactic Challenge, so then that would make sense with the reward. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yep. So all of these things are in consideration. It's difficult to comment on anything besides the rewards need to be better
I like
right now.
what Meow Meow just put in there. If you can get to the relics, like what if we get a loot box with random gear but more? That would be a nice incentive then. That would be kind of cool.
But it could be the same thing that we have the issue with, right? That's the problem. I'm fine with the loot box concept, right? But we do need to make sure we understand how much is being given.
Right, first time through a reward, right? Once you beat it, you get a loot box with some good stuff in it. Then after that, you go back to the other rewards. Yeah.
They could put one of those gold chests in there.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
They could. Yeah, and that's what we're looking for.
The raid rewards aren't even that great. Just throw it in there.
It's
They're
true.
not.
Yeah. But I think that's what it is, right? We need to know the frequency of this event, and then we can determine kind of what gear needs to be put in there, and then how much of it. And then if they want to put it in like a loot box style, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't see any reason not to. So
not a bad suggestion from Meow Meow.
It isn't. So yeah, and that's what we need from the community.
That's the kind of feedback we need, right?
A good thing.
Yeah, that's some good feedback.
So let's see. Next question. Dr. Feelgood, around the corn, crew neck or V-neck? Ranger.
Both.
Loki.
Turtleneck.
You don't wear turtlenecks. Get out of here.
Loki.
Get that shit
Loki
out
just
of here.
going
As
off
Darth
the
Cohn
board.
would say.
Mine would be crew neck. Nightmare. Question for CG Finn. When you said galactic challenges would have puzzles, is this the kind of puzzles you intended? Because they are not puzzles, they're more just battles. No, these do not have kind of puzzles or anything like that. I was hoping for more. It is not that. It's a fairly straightforward.
This isn't the Darth Malik event.
It isn't. It is not the Darth Malik event. It is doing the one thing I was hoping it would not, and Loki pointed it out, which is that the Grievous on Tatooine thing is a bad thing. These should be events, if nothing else, let's talk about replayability again for a second, even if it's not a pseudo sandbox with the buffs and all that, right? Even if this is not a pseudo sandbox, the way to get players invested is to make it immersive. That is the way to get them to play it again, because they love the way that the event happened. It brought back a memory from Star Wars on Tatooine, right? That is what this event needed to do.
Even
this
more
does
recent,
not do that.
They Mando went to Tatooine, right? I mean, they could have done something like that if they wanted to do something brand new, memorable from season 1 of Mandalorian. They could have done something like that easily, and they just didn't do it.
Nope, they did not. And that's where they really dropped the ball. And CG needs to... I don't know why they haven't done this, to be honest. Like, it feels like they should know this right now. Star Wars players love when they see things from Star Wars in the game. Like, it's the easiest recipe for things that have gone well with the community. You give them content that brings back Star Wars memories, they are happier. And they keep on doing these weird hodgepodge things that is not a good look. So I'm hoping maybe this is just one event where they weren't sure what to do on Tatooine, but maybe some of the other stuff, because I'll tell you right now, just flat out, if the Death Star has like Ewoks or something on it, while it would be fun as hell, people are going to be pissed. Because we do not need, even though I love the Ewoks, I do not want to see the combatants that we are fighting on the Death Star as Ewoks. Like, no, just no. So they have to be really careful how they are playing around with some of these. Like, Tatooine may just be one of those planets to them that maybe it's like, okay, we can kind of futz around with this. They cannot do that with some of these major ones like the Death Star. Because this really is the first time they are truly introducing something into the game as the Death Star, and to not make it like something Death Star experience, that would be really bad, like extremely bad. So hopefully they're listening to this and taking this as feedback, and if they need to modify the Death Star event before it comes out, then that's what they need to do. Next question for Loki. Question for Loki: which was more satisfying, beating Ma in TW or finishing Tier 7 of the Galactic?
Gotta be beating Ma, man. Come on. All the time.
All right. Next question, Dart Jar Jar. If Galactic Challenges goes well, i.e. doesn't break the game, could this be a good sign moving forward for new raids and other PvE?
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm sure they're testing things in the background outside of Galactic Challenges with these updates. I'd be surprised if they weren't. So, yeah. I mean, Loki, does it make you hopeful so far that it doesn't look like Galactic Challenges has broken anything in game? At least from their release perspective.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, we've seen this before, right? It's kind of a low bar, I understand, but we've seen this before, right? Like all of a sudden they release something and people are locked out of their squad arena for like 10 minutes and can't do their battles right at payout.
Raid's broken or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So at least it's a good sign that it didn't break anything so far that I'm aware of, but we'll continue to monitor.
Yep.
Dane Tyrell, question for Finn. I know you guys answer questions at the end, but what if you introduce a comment and you can read 2 or 3 per topic? There are questions or comments for a topic are too late. We could.
That's a lot more work, man.
It is. It's hard to monitor it sometimes. That would require like somebody checking Nightbot all the time versus right now I just bring up the list and I can just kind of read through it. But it is something to consider. And by the way, I have gotten a lot of feedback about the streams and everything, and keep those coming if you guys have any feedback about the streams and things to change and things you guys like or don't like from things we did before and now we do and all that kind of stuff, right? Please keep those coming. We're evolving the stream along with the times and what's going on with the game and stuff. So there are some changes that are happening. But if there's anything you guys like, don't like, want to comment on, please let one of us know, and we'll work on. We're constantly working on improving on the stream. We're not staying pat with the stream just because we've been going for 4 years. There are things we're trying to work on. So always feel free to give us your feedback on the stream in general if there's anything you like or don't.
Meow Meow, you don't like sushi? Get out of here, kitty. How does a kitty not like raw tuna? Get out of here.
And then a comment by the fishy hat, so she's going to start licking the fishy hat. So.
Well, but still, how can you be a kitty and not like the toonie? I don't get it. Yeah. The fishiness is what you should love. Get out of here.
All right. Next question is Nightmare. So after almost 5 years of not listening to the community and them now asking for help, does that mean they're fresh out of ideas for actual new content? No. They listened to us before. This is how GAC went. They've done this exact same process before, and it was with GAC when they introduced the Grand Arena in an exhibition format. This is not the first time they've asked the community for help. They've done it before.
Yeah, and I think that they're looking for good constructive feedback, right? Mm-hmm. And as long as it's good constructive feedback, even if it's conflictive, it's still good feedback, right? But the changes they've made recently, and some of the events they've done, I'm with. I'm in the middle of the road with the Galactic Challenges. It's got potential, but it's not anywhere near what I think it should be with rewards and some of the other stuff and topics we mentioned tonight. But is the thing is that in the past, I mentioned this in the other stream, CG would just put shit out there a lot of times, and then we would give feedback, but we had no idea if they were listening because they wouldn't respond. They wouldn't say dick, right? And we would just get more angry because it's like, this is crap. What the hell, And so if they're being interactive with the community and talking them through the feedback and taking it in stride and talking about it, I think that'd be a positive thing for them, actually.
Yeah. Loki, what do you think just about the direction CG is taking compared to where they've been previously?
It's been positive, most of it. I mean, I think the Mando releases were good. Like all the character releases for the most part have been good. The Mon Mothma one's kind of whatever. I mean, but we kind of knew that. It's just
Three
You know,
Baka's great, man. I'm going for him this Saturday. He's
Who
so
is it?
good. Three Baka, Chupio.
Oh yeah. See, they kind of sneak that one tune in between really good ones to kind of trick you into spending on it. I think they did it with Cara Dune. I still think she's a bust. I said that from day one.
She's okay. She's like one of those characters. Like I'm waiting to see if there's gonna be more Mando content before I make that call for her.
She's
right?
a bust, man. And Mon Mothma,
that's okay.
I mean, but
she's okay. Yeah, she's fine.
Shattering,
Not,
but,
yeah.
I mean,
it's been like Mando and Grief are incredible, right?
Yeah, Mando and Grief.
Three Baka is incredible. The rework to Vader
ships
is
were kind of. I mean, you
I think they're solid. I think the ships are solid. I really like the ships they put out this year. Imperial TIE Fighter is a TIE bomber.
The Rebel Y-wing
is nice. It helps. It helps. So
beat Malevolence fleets with Rebels because they were having issues.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think for the most part it's been positive. I mean, but they're going to have misses, but I don't think the misses have been as horrible as some of the misses in the past. I mean, we can share horror stories.
I mean, the Empire content was still kind of lacking, right? I mean, I
don't know. The Jedi Knight Luke event was pretty goddamn good.
They ended it well.
They ended it well, correct. But, I mean, leading up to it was kind of stale.
Vader, up to that, but then we got Jedi Knight Luke and Vader. It was like...
Yeah, and then they pulled that out of their ass, and they were like, "Look what we got for you!" And it's like, "Okay, you're forgiven."
They were definitely forgiven after that.
They should never get to that point. Like they should never be like they're so reactive to the community that they have to start being just consistent. I mean, you don't. Their reactive responses are good, right? So it's Jedi Knight Luke, right? It's Mando. It's when there's just nothing for like 4 months, right? And then. Boom, they drop something cool, right? But they have to stop being so reactive and just I think it saves them time if they have a if they be proactive, right? If they do that, like, because they keep putting out good. I mean, you say this all the time, Ranger. They put something out great and then they put out a dumpster fire. And then all that momentum, they lost it, right?
Yeah,
so
they make this incredible meal, and it's delicious, and you can't wait to dig in. And then someone comes right in the middle of the table right before you get ready to eat, and takes a big old pile of poop right there.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So the meal's still good, but you got that big pile of steamy shit staring you right in the face that you just can't ignore. Yeah,
and then they bring you the bill, and you still got to pay for it. Right?
Yeah.
So it's they have to stop doing that, and I think. They should take some of those resources and just make sure they don't do it again. I mean, I know they keep saying, they never say they're sorry, but I mean, they come out with those statements to the community where they say, oh, well, we noticed that there's issues with this and this. And it's like, just fix them. Like, come out with a statement that says, hey, we found out about it last night and boom, it's fixed. You don't got to wait. It's done. Right. I mean, do something. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Company makes mistakes, but be quick to fix it, and then move on. Be proactive, and keep your customers happy, man. It's simple. I don't know. It's
not rocket
It doesn't
science.
sound hard, They waste more effort putting out the fire than they do being proactive.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what it feels.
And I think that's. I know we've talked about this, so this isn't necessarily trying to delve into that topic, but I think this is one of the major downsides of them dropping the Game Changer program, right? It's not just the publicity side and all of that. From the player perspective, that was a group of people that are familiar with the game, right? That had access to content early and wanted to give feedback to the developers to make the game better, because and for some of them it is their livelihood, right? The YouTube videos is what they work on, so they want this game to succeed. They are invested in this game in a similar manner to what the developers are. And when they dropped the Game Changer program, they lost that voice in their ear to let them know that this is working or this is not working and this is what needs to change, before it got to the mass public. And it becomes much more difficult for a company to respond to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people complaining about something about your game versus a small group of 7 that find it before it gets to the masses. So hopefully they do something that allows smaller groups of players to get CG's ear, right? I don't care if they have hundreds of thousands or hundreds, right? Get some additional to whatever you have, because it's been a while and we know that the problems are still kind of occurring every now and then. It's not terrible recently, but it's still something where hopefully they have a group of players with their voice in CG's ear to let them know, like, this is not working. This is what you need to worry about. Because here's my biggest fear right now. One of the things coming down the pipe here very soon is going to be an upgrade to mods. I'm fairly sure that we are going to see 6D mods relatively soon. And if they mess that up, that could spell the end of the game, just flat out. Because mods have already destroyed so many people's interest in the game that if they mess up mods and the evolution of mods and completely throw away the work that people have done, or if they make the RNG even worse, mods could throw people off of this game entirely. Because mods are already kind of the key thing to this game. And Ranger, you've done roster reviews and seen it. There are some players that just don't do anything with mods and then they struggle. And we have to tell them, like, mods is a huge part of this game, right? Like, if you don't work on mods, you can relic all the characters you want. You're not going to be able to deal with some of the stuff. And we're seeing that with whales that are spending new players, right? That are just cracking out, but they have no way of competing against Loki. Like, they can end up with the same GP as Loki by straight up whaling on day one. But they're not going to have the mods as Loki, and so they're going to lose every single time, right? And mods is a key point. So if they do not have the voice of players in their ear, there's a lot of critical things that are probably coming down the line that they can mess up on. So hopefully CG is doing something to just kind of address that. So.
God, I'm dreading that next level, man. I'm wondering how they're even going to do it. Is it just going to be one more slice and then, I'm thinking what they're going to do is going to be one last mega slice or something where if it goes to your speed secondary, then it's like plus 10, right? Or something like that. But then if if it goes to one of the other secondaries where you're like, like you just missed it, right? Like it goes to defense and you get like 40 defense, whoop-de-doo, right?
God, that could be.
But I mean, how do you even get the next level tier mods? Like, do you do it again where you level them up 4 times, or something? Or
I have an idea, and I've talked about this idea before, which is that I know we're going on a tangent here, but I think this is all.
No, it's all relevant.
Good conversation. Yeah,
it's a good tangent.
My idea was that you could only hit a secondary stat a total of 5 times. So if it has that 5 in parentheses, right, you are no longer able to hit that. Which means that if you have a god mod with 5 speed on it, your next slice is going to be everything besides speed as a chance, right?
Why would you slice it then?
Because you got all the other stats.
Yeah,
and ultimately,
I have a speed mod with crap, third, fourth, it's like there's no point slicing,
so
right?
you may not slice it now, right? But ultimately, don't forget, once you get to 6A, you will probably slice up to 7E, and that's going to boost all of your stats. So you're going to have to take that mod from 6E all the way. So that is the reason why. So then if you have a speed mod that's hit 4 times, you'll slice it to 6D and see if you can get that speed to hit, and you'll try to progress it. And until we get to 7E mods, right, you may leave some mods at 6A because you have that 5 hit. But the point is that it balances out the mods as you get higher up, right? So that would be at least my suggestion, because it balances out mods as you get higher and removes the RNG.
That's a good idea, because I have a lot of, speed mods, like good speed mods where it's like 4 and 2. So it's like 4 on the speed one and then 2 on another one. And you wanted that thing to slice the last speed. But then again, that puts the person that got the 5 roll on the speed to a disadvantage.
No, it's actually.
Well, no, I'm just saying if they were going to buff the stat. So, the max roll is +6. Let's say you roll this thing one more time and you could possibly get a +10. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm not adding that part to it, though.
Or something like that.
If you do that, that changes the dynamic. My thought is that it still levels up the exact same. So speed can hit anywhere between 3 and 6. I don't want to change that.
Would you have the primary go up? I'd have the primary go up a little bit, too.
The primary would only go up from 6A to 7E. I would only change secondary stats.
Like 42% crit damage.
But that only happens from 5A to 6E, right? That's what I'm saying. So you don't get the increase.
Give it one more bump, right?
No, I would not bump primary until you go from 6 dot to 7 dot. I will leave the primary as is.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Because I think those can definitely skew the
That could
entire
really mess
matchup.
things up horribly.
Like crit damage going from like 42% to like 50% could change an entire matchup.
You can bump protection up. I think protection's lacking because it's what 23.5 to 24. Like that's nothing. You know?
Yeah, protection in general, I think they left balance because it was so high on the 5s and they brought it down. They did something with balance there, but yeah, protection did take a bit of a hit with that. So, yeah, I mean, they could do something, but I mean, that would ideally be the way I would do the mod slicing. But I don't know what CG's plan is and what they have thought through this, but hopefully if they're not sure and they're looking for ideas, hopefully they listen to the ideas. Throwing that out there. Okay.
Science.
Next question. Dane Kyrell, question for Millennial Finn. I like Galactic challenges because it isn't a time sink. The last thing I want is for me to sit for hours on top of everything else that I need to do. Thoughts on the potential time sink? That is why I liked Galactic challenges. Like I said it earlier too. That is why I like Galactic challenges. It's one wave instead of 8, right? You get through it. If you have the stuff to do it, you can beat it. If you don't have the stuff, if you really want to, you can struggle through it. But if you don't have it and you're pushing it, it's no different than a regular event, right?
Yeah.
Where if you're trying to get Thrawn, right? Bringing back memories.
Chewbacca.
So yes, I do like the fact that this is not a huge time sink and it's a reward for people that have worked on particular characters. You can get some rewards from it by just using an OP team and trying to run through it. But if you're trying to get the best rewards, you have to use a particular faction. And you know how much you've worked on the faction, so you can determine whether or not it's worth your time. So yes, I think the time sink is pretty well balanced in this Galactic challenge. My problem is the rewards and what you get for that time. But in terms of the time spent on the event, I think it's actually pretty reasonable. I think what I don't remember. Yeah, I think Ranger said it on this stream. He also said it on the other stream. 2 days might be good just in case you don't have enough time to go through this because there are 7 tiers. You do want to complete all 7 tiers instead of just the top one. Get those free rewards. So yeah. I think 2 days may be reasonable compared to just 1 day. We'll figure out the balance as we do that. But yeah, I think time sync wise is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think 2 days is plenty.
All right, Loki. Question from Nightmare. Would you rather have Heroic AAT Simmable or Galactic Challenges?
Galactic Challenges, for sure.
So you don't care about Simmable AAT?
Nah, I don't care.
Because it ends up being like the same rewards, right? You're not really...
It's a poop reward. God, they're awful. Yeah. God.
I join and that's it. I don't even go in anymore. It's just...
I mean, I have
Galactic Legends. I'm just too lazy.
Yeah, it's just like, what's the point? So I can get first and get nothing? It's like...
Yeah.
That's poop.
This is an interesting one from Dart Jar Jar. Would you rather have a ship's raid or a ship's galactic challenge?
Ship's raid, man.
Yeah, give me that raid. But then we need some more ships.
You know what I want in ships is
more ships.
No,
more goddamn ships.
I need loadouts, man. And
yeah, I know.
What's the point of loadouts if you don't have enough goddamn ships?
We have enough to require.
We got a lot of ships. They need to put loadouts, man.
We don't have near enough ships to make these goddamn
We have
fleets.
enough for loadouts to do.
Because I would do that if we had enough ships.
Malevolence, Home 1. Then you could put your.
Why not do both? Why do we have to pick between the two, man? Give me both. Goddamn.
Well, I will say I don't know if we have enough for a ship raid, right? We would need a phase of a raid with ships.
I've seen my opponents in GAC, man. They accidentally put they put Vulture instead of Hyena or something, and vice versa, because it looks the same, man.
Yep.
Right.
Biston and Cassian.
They put the wrong Geo, right?
the wrong Geo. Biston, Cassian. It's so awful.
They put the wrong Y-wing. They put the Rebel one. With the,
I did that today. I was putting Geos down. I put Soldier instead of Spy. I was like, oh no.
They need loadouts now, man. Damn.
Yeah, they do.
Save us time.
Yes. Okay, next one is from Sty. The question for Loki: would you rather have a Pokeball or a Carpaccio?
Ooh, damn. I might
Pokemon's
have to
pretty
go Carpaccio simply because I'm thinking with no sides, no nothing, just the appetizer, straight fish.
Yeah.
Pokeball's cool, but I don't like the crap that's in it. You know, I like sashimi, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go Carpaccio.
There you go. Next question is from Dark Jar Jar. Can you do more SMR and less slurping, Ranger?
What do you mean? Bitch.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
I mean, I'm going to sit, man. If I got to sit here, Galaxy Heroes.
Who in chat did not realize that was coming after that question?
Seriously.
Like,
You called me out. I had to do it.
You know that was going to happen.
If I would have done that with my water.
Riverboy question: has anyone completely lost interest in 20 minutes of the new game mode, or is it just me?
No, it's all of us.
There's literally almost nothing to do after 20 minutes of doing it. You finish the tiers, and there's no reason for replayability, which is one of the problems with this. So yes, you are not
It's
the
like
only
quests, man. Like I haven't done any quests.
I have no interest in quests either.
I just don't do them. I'm lazy. Like I don't want to kill Wampa 100 times. with Boba Fett. Like, I really don't care. So I mean, to take the quest and put it into a game mode now, it's just people like me are going to be like, I don't need gray gear. Like I don't need level 2 gear. And those are some of the rewards, right, from the feat. It's just, I don't know. They need to rethink that.
Yep. Dark Jar Jar question: is the fact that it's only one wave a good thing because it's boring? If it were interesting, wouldn't you want a longer fight? No. I think we would all, I mean, I'm not going to speak for Ranger and Loki, but you guys tell me if I'm wrong. I would have much rather preferred a Galactic Challenge event that mimicked what we get with like the legendaries and stuff, where each tier is considerably different and tells a story. That's what we needed. If they're doing it like this, then one wave is better, so you don't get into the slog of what an assault battle is, right? 8 waves of just over and over again, the same things over and over again. It gets repetitive, and even on auto, it can take like 15 minutes sometimes. So no, the reason for the one wave thing is not because it's boring. It's just because it's more convenient for players to do one wave at a time than have to keep their phone on for 8 waves. But the problem with this is that they made every tier the same and did not put in variety. They should have followed their roadmap that they use with all of their legendaries and those kind of things in order to figure out what to do. That's where they dropped.
I agree.
Dark Jar Jar question: what the heck, Ranger? Why aren't your droid ships max?
Oh, well, let me think. Luke, Mando, Supreme Leader, Kylo Ren. Yep, that's pretty much the reason why.
It's a good reason.
All right. Next question. Doc Diggler.
And
question.
Ray. I forgot about Ray.
Oh, yeah, there's Ray. Yeah, that's true. It's true. All right. Doc Diggler. Question: do galactic challenges make the game more fun, or will it become tedious and something endgame players eventually skip daily?
Oh, I won't skip them. I mean, those rewards are rewards, man. Every little bit helps. I don't know. It depends on what they do with it. I mean, it's the initial. I mean, it's the initial part of it, right? So it comes down to like what they plan on doing with it. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yep, we don't have the final product, right? So I think it's a little bit hard to comment on that. If they leave it like this, though, I mean, Loki. Let's just suppose for a second that they don't make any changes and this is the final product, which is not. Let's just assume for a second. Would you find yourself at some point just skipping this, or would you still do it?
As long as there's the auto button, I'll try it. I'll do it. You know.
Okay.
It's something to stick on auto and then throw it aside and go do something else and then come back and it's done. You know, like.
Yep.
But no, I'm not going to sit there and play it. It's it's not engaging enough. That's the problem.
It wasn't the tier 6 and 7 because trying to figure like for the feats. Like I was trying to.
Like I don't even care about 3-star. You know, I'll just auto them. I don't care.
Yeah, I it was a challenge for me, like just for the Sith part. Like, okay, I don't need to have a healer. Who am I going to go in here with? And then figuring that out. But yeah, that was about it. Yee.
Yeah, it was exciting for maybe the first 5 minutes. Then you figure out Malik's like OP in it. So
yeah, yee, yee.
All right. Next question. Loki, this is an interesting one for you. Nightmare. Will ships ever get their own version of a Zeta?
God, I hope not. Jesus. Sorry, I know it was
I don't see why not.
Ugh.
Where do you farm it? I guess is the bigger question, right? But God, that would be awful though.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
It really would.
Could it be hardware? Could hardware effectively be the
Yeah, they
Zeta?
took it away though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
why did they take hardware away? That was the weird thing. God, that would be, I don't know. I don't know how you make the ship better. I guess because usually the Zeta is like a paragraph, right? They'll add something better, but a Zeta on Houndstooth would be god awful. You know, if he gets more protection up or something, he just won't die. You know, I mean, I don't know. I think Zeta on the pilot is enough, you know, in terms of what that does, because it bumps the stats up and all that. But to do Zetas on ships is going to be hard because they got to have somebody dedicated to figure out when they put the Zeta on it, does it break the other ships or whatever? It's too much effort, you know?
Yep. All right. Next question from Thane Kyrell. For the panel, would you rather have Porg hot wings or Ewok barbecue smoke ribs? And you have to choose one, Finn. All right. Ranger, you first.
Wings, hot wings. Give it to me, baby.
Okay. Loki.
Hot wings.
And for me, it would be the barbecued smoke ribs because the Ewok was the chef. So they're the Ewok specialty barbecue smoke ribs. So, yep. Ewok cooked barbecue smoke ribs. Those are perfect. All right. Next one. Dart Jar Jar. Question. Can we get Loki to slurp a bowl of noodles?
I don't have any, but I will.
There we go. So Ranger slurping and Loki slurping. This all possible.
I'll do it for what was it? We got a Friday stream. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. I think Ranger
during marbles. We'll do it during marbles or something. I don't care.
All right. Next one. I think Ranger, you saw this one and may have done it.
I already did. Yeah, the Lobot. Yeah.
The Lobot one. Yeah. So Kazekage Too Easy
I
asked, can Ranger do a Galactic Challenge solo with Lobot? And Ranger did. Next one. Nightmare. Question. Ranger, do you think Ryan Johnson is working part-time at CG on SWGOH content? Putting Grievous on Tatooine. I mean, yeah. Then Nightmare asks, which of these didn't live up to the hype the most? Game of Thrones Season 8, Star Wars Episode 8, or Galactic Challenges?
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is pretty bad.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Boy.
They literally jammed like 5 seasons worth of content into one very poorly.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Season 8.
That's not good.
Yeah. All right, I think that is it for questions. No, we have one more. Just came in from Ryan D. He said, question, I missed the beginning part of the stream, so does Galactic Challenges meet your expectations? If not, what's missing?
We've kind of
we'll give a quick summary. We went through in a lot more detail at the start, but we'll just kind of go around and give a quick summary here, like a few words. Loki, did Galactic Challenges meet your expectations? And if not, what was it missing?
I'm going to say no, and it's because I was expecting more unique battles, unique teams, unique something unique. I mean, it feels like they just mashed 4 existing events into one and gave it to us on a plate, and that was it. It feels like there wasn't a lot of thought into it yet. So I hope they're working on that in the back, on the back burner.
Okay. Ranger.
I mean, I've said my piece on it. I mean, you can go back and listen.
Just a quick summary.
I mean, some of it's good. I mean, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, there's potential there, but the rewards are lacking. The challenge part of it is there, but I mean, I think the reward structure needs to be thought about too, like when you give those rewards. I think Galactic Legends are still OP as hell, and make it. You have a Galactic Legend, you're just fine. So there's some stuff that they need to work. Overall, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm on the fence about it. We got to wait and see what all the feedback leads to. So I'm still waiting to see. My initial part is it's okay. You know, it's not horrible, but it's not great. It didn't blow me away. There were some parts of it that challenged me a little bit, and I had to think and get through it. But I mean, I got through it in less than like an hour. I mean, we started streaming at 6:15, and by like 6:45, 6:50, I was done with the event. And that was trying to figure out. I did the whole thing. So a little lackluster. There's more work to be done for sure. There's some positives, but I think the negatives are kind of there's some stuff that they've got to work on. So hopefully the constructive feedback gets to them and they can make some changes for the positive for it.
Yep. And then mine is that it was repetitive with all the tiers. I really wish that they would have made this more immersive. Something related to Tatooine, a different experience in all the tiers. Use these different scenarios in order to tell a story to the Star Wars fan that is playing, because that is ultimately who your audience is. Your audience are Star Wars fans looking to be told the Star Wars story through the game. So that is ultimately what I think was missing with this. We'll see what they ultimately do, but to me, that was the most lacking for the entire thing. So, all right, and that was the last question. And I do have the list of people that said the names, so I'll go ahead and shout these out because I haven't shouted out people's names in a while.
No, you haven't done it in a while.
So, shout out to the people in chat that correctly typed the word reward and not some other variant of it. We got Apropos Wooin, Oscar Meow, Boris Balkan, Darth Jar Jar, Darth Mike, Dr. Feelgood, Feed Zeke, JVU 420, Lord Wick 45, Mostef Isley, Nathan H, Ouchie the Dumpling, Ray Rock, Raza 972, Revenator, Ronan's Eye, Rose Taco, Torin Jax, What Else 73, Utah, and Nightmare. So those are the ones that correctly typed reward into the chat and not some crazy variants. So there you go. Okay.
All right. I think we can. I think we can end the stream, man. It's a little early, but we've been.
I mean, do you have the post, by the way? There was a few other things that came up. I can just mention them pretty quick.
I mean, yeah. Let me switch over.
Yeah, because they put out a post, right? And
they fixed a bunch of bugs, right?
They fixed a lot of bugs, including the fives bug, right? So that is something to bring out. One of the things that they fixed was fives. So fives should not have any issues being not in the last spot. So there is that. There's a few other little ones. They fixed an issue in Sith Triumvirate Raid where Rey Jedi Training could sometimes fail to assist 3PO after she had isolated and it had been removed. So for those of you trying to use a Rey team in there, since Rey is one of the common teams, I figured I'd point that one out. And you can go through some of the other bugs and all that kind of stuff. But of more importance, I should say, Imperial TIE Bomber is now in Dark Side 5A.
Mm-hmm.
5A hard Dark Side. So it is now farmable. So there you go. That is it. And then Galactic Challenges, of course.
Yeah. So 3PO and Chewie are now in the Chromium packs and shipments. And yeah, the big thing was Galactic Challenges. This is a big update. A lot of bug fixes here.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a bunch of bug fixes and stuff.
So, all right. So
they do have a list of known issues at the bottom too, if you want to check those out. So.
Yeah, if you want to check those up too. So they're working on that stuff. So there we go. Yee. All right. Let's end this stream. So if you guys know, when we stream all the time. Monday through Friday we do the lunch stream. Tomorrow I will be doing Kylo Ren, unlocking his monkey ass and then getting him geared up, and then we'll take it from there, but mainly GAC. Finn will do his GAC afterwards, and then we'll be just kind of chilling, chilling like villains the rest of the
I'll
day.
be doing my Galactic challenges too for the first time.
Oh, so you'll get double the pleasure to double your
And
fun
mine
with
is a
Finn.
lot lower than Rangers roster, so it's going to be
Oh,
challenges probably starting much
Oh,
earlier.
yeah. We have this show that we do on Wednesdays, and then we have the Jedi Academy on Saturdays from 10 a.m. On top of that, we have other streams. We got the Wildmount D&D stream that we're doing Saturdays on Twitch at 8 p.m. Eastern, if you want to come check that out. During the week, we have lots of other fun games we do on Twitch and stuff that you can check out. You see all our channels there, YouTube. We also have, if you would like to become a Patreon sponsor, you can. We also have a Twitter account. We really don't do much with it, but we do have it.
Loki does. Loki does a lot with our. He's now like our social media manager.
So nothing's really been done.
No.
But also tomorrow we have a special stream tomorrow
We
that
do?
we're doing with the gold VIPs.
We are?
Yeah, it's the
was
second
Friday.
week of the month.
I thought it was Friday.
No, we're not doing it Friday because McVenom is doing her State of Survivals now at 9 p.m.
Oh God.
God damn it.
So tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we
Oh.
will.
Wait. She moved her stream too.
She moved it just 1 hour, so hers
What the
instead
hell
of
is that?
well, because McVenom is working full time again.
That's
McVenom
so-
has yeah no. So McVenom's State of Survival stream is from 9 p.m. to around 11 or so. Tomorrow is our first kind of return of a stream that we had done previously, which is the What a Whale Wants stream. If you guys remember, we've done this a while ago where we had a bunch of whales
What a
come
whale
and chat to us
wants,
about
what
what
a
they
whale needs.
Oh, I still have that video, by the way. I'll have to send that to you for our intro.
Whatever
But
makes
it
you
is
happy, it's it.
the What a Whale Wants, where we will have some of our gold VIPs. This is one of the special things that we give to our gold VIPs. They will join us in Discord voice, and we will chat about the current state of the game, and especially for those that are spenders or even non-spenders. Some of our gold VIPs are not gold spenders, so we'll kind of or gold spenders. They're not they're not money spenders in the game.
Har, we've been using the booty from the gold treasure. Har.
Yeah, pretty much. So, we'll talk with our gold VIPs and get their thoughts on the state of the game. So that'll be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, leading up to just around probably the start of Operation Metaverse. So our friends will be streaming over there around 10:30. So we'll do What a Whale Wants and then transition over to Operation
Oh,
Metaverse.
we're fighting Wolfpack right now too.
Oh, so you can taunt T-Money before we go into this.
Oh yeah. I can't wait.
All right. So yeah.
All right.
So check that out tomorrow.
All right, last thing is make sure you hit the thumbs up before you guys jet on out. If you haven't already, very much appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already here on Twitch and YouTube. And the last thing we'll say is coronavirus is a big deal out there, so make sure you wash your hands, wash your face, wear your mask, wear your gloves, do your social distancing, guys. It's not something you want to dick around with, and we want to keep you guys safe watching the stream. We'll keep you entertained. You just do the right thing, and we'll all work together to get through it. So with that, we're going to call this one done. So on behalf of myself and the crew, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day, and we will holler at you later. Peace out.